Hello and welcome to another episode of Cyrils Brettspiele. My name is Nils and today, in a nutshell, Sugi. Sugi is from GDM Games, a Spanish publisher, and I have a copy of Sugi here. What is inside the box? Simple. You have a couple of these cardboard tiles. You have start and end tile. On the end tile there's a temple. On the starting tile you have this start into the jungle, and you have a grid of 12 tiles, 3 by 4 here in the middle. I explain that as in a minute. Then you have 50 of these cards and 10 of these cards. These are technically some kind of contract cards. On this contract cards you see for a yellow samurai you would score 7. For a red 1 5 and for a purple 3, but each of them are different. This person would score 7, 5 and 3 as well. Like always, the numbers are the same but the colors are different. At the start of the game you deal one of these secret objectives to each single player, and then each single player also gets 4 of these cards. Let's take a look at these cards for a second. They have arrows on it with different colors, and they have in the corner some different symbols. And you can play this card either for the symbol or for the arrows on your turn. But here's the catch: when you play these cards and each single player is playing the cards, you build a path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in a row, at least with 4 players. So, and you build a path of this. Whenever, let me show it to you. Give me a second. Whenever someone completed this pass and built the 6 card in here, in this moment you flip the cards over, but you not flip them randomly, not like this or whatever. You have to preset always the flipping. So for an example, flip it like this. So then you see purple now moves 1 down. Next one is black cannot move that way. Black moves 1 up and red goes 1 here. Whenever you're going into an unoccupied area, you put that and flip that over. So a junction. Okay, then you go red goes again, like here. Oh, yeah, it works. You can do that. Next one. What is next one? Red goes back and yellow goes up. And then what do you have? Black goes back, black is already back, and then black and yellow goes down. So once you have solved all the 6 one, you discard these cards, and each player can discard his hand or can stick on his hand and then draw 4 news, and the next round starts over. But let's do it again. So as you can see, if you want to have purple and black one going that way, you should do this and that. Now let's talk about the actions on the cards. This symbol means you can either rotate one of these cards in any direction, for an example 180 degrees, but it's secret because it's face down, you don't know. Or you say, oh, I'm not for red, so I rotate one of these tiles. Now he cannot pass this way. The symbol allows you to rotate. There's another symbol, this symbol. This symbol allows you to move the ghost. When the ghost, we haven't talked about the ghost, this is the ghost. When the ghost moves, it moves in a straight line until it hits a samurai. When it does so, in this case here, so these samurais has to be vanishing from the tile, because on the tile there can be either only the ghost or samurais. The samurai cannot go here, but I can decide as the person who moved the ghost, do I want to get it here, here or there? So if I don't like red, I'm pushing him back, and so on. Next time when it's here, with purple is here, and I push the ghost down, I can decide, oh, I like purple, so either I get up there, or if this is unlocked as well, or I bring him down there, closer to the end, or I don't like him, I'm pushing him back. So now you know 2 actions, and this is also a very interesting action. This allows you to put one of your cards, so you discard that, use it for your action, and take one of your cards and slide it in any position of this 6 cards. Let's assume there are already 5 cards here, and you slide down that in position number 1. You immediately trigger another opening of the pass, and at the end you draw another card back. And last but not least, this one allows you to discard a card out of the pass. So if there are only 5 and you play that as an action, you can discard that. At some point you will figure out who is working with your colors and who's working against your colors. The game will play until the 3rd samurai is hitting this temple here. Whenever the samurai is hitting the temple, he cannot move out there, and at any time the 3rd samurai is hitting that temple as well, the game is over, and then simply your score. In this case we have black in, you have yellow and red in, and that means I get 7 points and 5, so my total would be 12 points. Player with the most points win. So now, as always, in a nutshell, let's talk about my personal experiences with Sugi and do I like the game or not. So Sugi, what is Sugi? So when you play it, it really feels nice, cool. It looks so easy, and it is so easy. So you don't have to remember a lot of symbols, you don't have to remember a lot of icons, but we played it usually with 4 people, sometimes even with more. 5. The game is from 2 to 5. So when you play it with 4 or 5 people, which we usually do, it's a lot of chaos. And also on 6 cards, it was 4 players for an example, it can happen that you only place 1 of these 6 cards, and when everybody else is playing, they are playing 2, so 1, 2, 3, my turn, 1, 2, it's over. So I play just 1 card, 1 action if they are playing fast. If they are playing slow, it can happen that you play at least 3 cards. That is in a 2-player game a little bit different. I think you have more control. However, I have to admit I have never played it as a 2-player game. But I can assume it would be more control. In a 4-player game or even in a 5-player game, it's pure chaos. My strategy was always to figure out, oh, who is pushing my character? When it's getting later on, so I had a situation once I played it that 3 people played the red one always and pushed it completely forward. On my card, like this card for an example, there was no red one, so I was not really happy. I tried to block it out with the ghost at some point, but then the ghost came from here, so I cannot push the red one here. You cannot just swap position. So I pushed the red one here, but then Joop, they played it with 3 against me. I had no chance in hell to let red not go into the temple. However, it came down to a fight of 3 other colors later on in the game, and I figured out very early that someone was always pushing this color or someone was always pushing that color, and I tried to figure out who is on my team. So one person, for an example, I really wanted to have purple in that game back in the temple, and I figured out, oh, Jess, man, she is really interested in purple or yellow. So I never made a situation like this. I always made a situation like that, and this was, for an example, closed like this here, blah. So she would probably take this over that, even if she could. So she would try to do it like this. And then next time I move this one here, push blue back, so I got a little bit more time, and hoped that Jasmine would move the purple further that way. When I figured out who's against purple, I always try to destroy that cards. And honestly, I think the sweet spot with Sugi is 3 players. Then you have a little bit of control, but a lot of chaos too. With 4, it's more a pure chaos game. With 5, it's even more worse. But the sweet spot for me with 3 player. Again, I haven't played it with 2, which I should do shortly. And I really like the feeling of this complete blind flight. So you have no idea what's going on until it's flipped. And you really have these moments where you are very close here. Let's build it like this. You are very close like here, and purple is only getting there. And you know, let's say, you know, a couple of these tiles here, and you have this one here on your hand, and you also have put it in the right position, so you place it there with take this in between. Great moments you can trigger, but also the same one, you place the first card and there are already 5 cards there, and it's almost your turn, and the player in front of you just turn that card, and you don't have a placement card any longer, and you know your guy is going back. Then you have this frustrating moments. It's awesome. Sugi is awesome when you really love chaos. When you hate chaos and when you really like to control everything, Sugi is absolutely not right up your alley. But sometimes, from time to time, I like chaos games. One more thing I wanted to mention, no, 2 more things. First of all, on the box it says 15 to 20 minutes. That's a lie, a complete lie. We usually play it 45 minutes or longer, because it's getting to a 3-way dance usually, and then it goes back and forth, up and down, up and down. Then, oh, this one is here, oh, let's rotate it, bloop, oh, let's rotate that, so no more way there, oh, let's put white here, so nobody can get, so let's rotate it, oh no, yellow goes back. So it's really a take that game, and 15 to 20 minutes is, I've never seen it in a time period like that. The second thing I really wanted to mention is, I like if a publisher is putting a lot of different languages in. I have German and English here, but there's also Spanish and French in it, I guess. Maybe even more. I can take a look at it if you really want it. So yeah, Spanish and French. So 4 different languages in it. But the translations, like always with GDM games, isn't as great as it should be. It's a Spanish publisher, so the Spanish rulebook should be the original rulebook, but sometimes there are things in it that are not correctly translated. As you know, I'm a natural German tongue, so I know exactly what it is. And here it says Plättchen, Dreier Startplättchen. And that is a double reference to 3. So you not have 3 of these 3 tile or 3 spot starting tiles. You only have 1 triple tile and not 3 triple tiles like in the German rulebook. So the translation is a little bit rocky and not 100% clear, just to let you know. But I always appreciate if a publisher has different languages in it. Yeah. Final wording on Sugi. I was super surprised. I really like it and I enjoy it, and I will keep it for a long time in my collection, just because I need from time to time chaos, and it's a really nice little variant of pre-programming cards, but with a huge interaction and a huge way of take that cards in it. Sugi, GDM Games. My name is Nils, Cyrils Brettspiele, and that was another in a nutshell. See you next time. Bye bye.